All right, guys, it's time to work on project number 4. We just finished project number 3, which was the vertical line technique with your pen and ink. Now project number 4 is going to be modeled line with your pen and ink. And as you can see, I have pulled a photo from Google, and it's a still life. So I have put a pencil on the back. I printed it out, put pencil on the back, and I have traced out everything that I want to have. And as you can see, I traced the shape of the shadows and all the things that I needed to be successful. Now, if you don't want to trace it, if you want to draw it straight out, that's perfectly fine. You need to practice your drawing anyway. But like I said with project number 3, the vertical line technique, I want you to learn the pen and ink technique. Working on your drawing, like I said, is very important, but I want you to learn the pen and ink technique as well, and what I'm more interested in is the pen and ink technique at this point. We will practice our drawing with some other things. But right now, like I said, I have it. I've put pencil on the back. I traced it out. You can see where I have tape, that I have it taped down so that as I was doing my tracing, I could lift it and see my drawing and put it back down, and you can see the pencil on the back. Okay, like I said, I did it this way because it was quicker for me to get something to show you. And like I said, if you are not the greatest artist, this is, VisArt Comp, the foundations class. So I'm more worried that you learn the pen and ink technique right this moment, and we'll practice on our drawing a little bit later. So let me pull this off. Because I've got everything I need. And while I'm working, I would have my picture, over here somewhere, up here where I could see it, whatever. I need it where I can see it, because as I put my pen and ink technique on, just like the vertical line technique, all pen and ink techniques work the same. The closer you put the pen work together, the tighter it is, the darker it looks. The farther apart it is, the lighter it looks. And like I said, with this particular one, we're in modeled line, and model line means exactly that. We're modeling the shape of the objects as well as putting the shadow and the shading on. Okay, so I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to show you some things. And what you need to do is you need to use the model line to show best the shape of the objects. So like these grapes up here, okay, I'm going to put this right here so you can kind of see where I'm working here. I'm going to do this grape right here, that one. All right, so this grape is round, so my model line, I might start maybe right here. I might do a light pen line around the edge. And light is kind of subjective because it is black pen. And then maybe I start maybe right here somewhere, and I make my lines curved in the shape of the grape. And as I get close to the middle, I want to start working the other direction. And then I work back in those areas like so. And I have a piece of stem that's right here, so I don't want to lose that stem that's attaching these grapes together. So there it is. Okay, and I've got the shape of the grape. You can tell that that makes the grape look round, but it's not shaded yet. So here's where you go back in, and that grape is fairly dark in the shaded area. And I would start putting in more lines, and I would follow what I already have, the curves that I've already established. There we go. Now the upper part is not like light, so I'm going to spread those out a little bit. And you notice I'm skipping over this highlight in the grape. Okay, there's the highlight right there. I want to put a couple more in there. Now you see these are starting to look more like this, and this really could be darker. But as I told you guys on the other one, that if you put them a little farther than you think they should be, and then they need to be darker, it's easy to add lines. But once you put them in, you can't take them out. Okay, so you see where I'm going with that? Now this white area right here, for right now I'm going to leave it alone. I may come back and put one line in there. That may be all it needs. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to leave that like it is. Okay, now let's come down here and do, normally I work from the darkest darks to the lightest lights, but like I said, trying to show you some of these things, it's a little easier if I just kind of skip around. Let's take a look at the handle right here. This handle, it's kind of flat, roundish shape, okay? And the vase itself is white, but it's very dark back here. So as this comes around, this handle right here is going to be kind of like this. And once again, I'm going to skip. And as we get kind of closer to there, I'm going to start going the other direction. And follow it around. And I want these lines curved. They're not tremendously curved, but there's some of them that, as you can tell, this is a lot darker, so I've got room, plenty of room, that I can go back in and add some more lines. No problem whatsoever. I need to get darker, definitely. Like I say, I want those lines curved, and I can come back in and put the edge of the handle in, especially up there where that highlight is, like that, and under here where this highlight is, like that. It will help define the area of that handle. Now this light area is light, but it's not extremely light, but it is light. So I add some of those in and keep following my curve that I've established. Like that. And like that. And I'll probably put a few more of these in because it's darker. And then start turning them the other direction. And then these two, it's light, so I'm going to space those out. There, okay. Like I say, for purposes of showing you, that's, good enough. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to show you the picture itself right here. And here's where I would come in, do the exterior of the picture. Like that. And I would do the same with my lines. I would come out and come down. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having to lean over my drawing, so it's making it hard for me to do my lines the way I would really like to do them, but it's okay. And you can tell, like, this part of the picture is fairly light. So once again, I'm going to space out my lines, and I can always go back in and add more. But once again, once you get them in there, you can't get them out. So it's better if I space them a little bit to begin with, and then go back and add some more. And the picture itself gets straighter up and down as it gets toward the middle. The part that's on the end where you actually pour the liquid out of is a lot more curved. All right. Just for argument, I'm going to stop right there, but I do need to add some more lines in here because this part of the picture is darker. But it's not as dark as the grape. So I don't want to get that too dark. Now there's a very light area up here on the top. I hope you can see that. My hand's kind of casting a shadow there. And that light area is right there. Like that. So up here, I would even make them further apart. And that picture's got a rolled edge, and it starts to roll back the other direction that way. Okay. And like I said, I would add some more things and do a little bit more to enhance this, but that's the way I would go about each one of the objects. Okay. I hope you can see that well. So that's your lesson for model line drawing.